Hey everybody, I'm going to do something I've never done before in a video. This video, I'm not going to edit it at all because see, I have Tourette's syndrome, I have vocal tics and all these other physical things that I do, and I always, up until this point, I've always edited them all out so you didn't have to hear my all my twitches and stuff, but this is who I am. I just want you to see this video with me unedited, so thanks. Hey everybody, I want to let you know my honest opinion. You know, some people, I'll make some videos that somehow make Muslims happy, and some that make Muslims unhappy. And some Muslims, I'll make videos, and sometimes someone might comment to me, I don't know what it is with you. Sometimes you make videos that are really good for Muslims, and sometimes you make videos that are really bad for Muslims. What's wrong with you? It's not like I ever set out to make Muslim happy videos or Muslim put down videos. I'm just making videos about what I believe is true. If it happens to make a Muslim feel good or we got to start looking at these videos differently. We don't look at, you know, I don't want you to look at my videos as being pro-Muslim or against Muslims, depending on what happens. I want you to look at my videos as me just expressing my opinion. So if you can't understand when I make a video why one day it's for Muslims and why one day it's against Muslims, it's because the videos I'm making aren't for or against Muslims. They're just my opinion. And it's important when you're getting someone's opinion that you understand I'm not trying to prove anything about Muslims, good or bad. So that being said, yeah, pick that shirt, looks good. Okay. So when Egypt set out for its own elections, when Egypt decided to have its own elections, I was bummed out when I heard the Muslim Brotherhood did so well. Because, okay, I was bummed out because I had heard in the news, that the Muslim Brotherhood was like this troublemaker group. And they were always, you know, causing problems. And I didn't realize a couple things about the Muslim Brotherhood. One, it's not just a brotherhood. Half of the brotherhood is women. So half of the brotherhood is women. So for me, for me, it kind of blew my mind that half of the Brotherhood was women because I thought it was like this old boy network. When I heard Brotherhood, I thought like Brotherhood is like sounds like gangsters, like a bunch of gangsters, you know, the Brotherhood. Because, you know, if it was the Muslim sisterhood, I would have figured it would be all women. So it turns out half of the Muslim Brotherhood is actually women. So a lot of Americans, when they hear Muslim Brotherhood, first thing they hear is Brotherhood. And half of the women are already upset, and including me. I must have feminine sensibilities. Because I heard Brotherhood, and I think, well, that sounds very male-oriented. It sounds like women aren't going to, in the Brotherhood, it sounds like women aren't going to get a fair shake. And the word Brotherhood, here in America, it's like if there was we got Republicans and Democrats. Imagine if the Christian Brotherhood became another party. No one would vote for the Christian Brotherhood because it sounds like it's not going to be fair to women and anybody who's not a Christian. Okay, that being said, I'm not Egyptian, and Egypt's government is none of my business. But from what I understand now, what I'm learning, is the Muslim Brotherhood, despite the fact that it's a brotherhood, which is a turnoff now, but now I learn they started in 1928. This whole thing about a brotherhood, even though it is, you know, ikhwan, it also includes the women. So that's an important thing for me to keep in my mind because we are so careful to include the feminine whenever we talk about the masculine nowadays. Then the other thing is our concept in America of the separation between church and state. So we try to keep the word Christian out of Christian stuff. Like, one big organization here in America is the YMCA. It's actually the Young Men's Christians Association, the YMCA. But we call it the YMCA. We don't go throwing around the word Christian. And in government, you can't really have Christian coalitions in the government, even though, like Mitt Romney, some of these people, they're Mormons, they're Christians, whatever, they're Catholics that are running. But we have got to assume and hope that they're going to keep religion completely out of government. Anyway, I was really bummed and I was nervous when I heard that the Egyptians had chosen this Muslim Brotherhood. And the reasons why I was upset started melting away. First, I thought, uh-oh, brotherhood. Turns out brotherhood includes sisterhood. Muslim, separation between church and state. Very scary for me. But if it turns out the Muslim Brotherhood can treat Christians, Jews, atheists, and agnostics as well as it treats Muslims, then we're in business. Then you ask yourself, if it can treat everybody equally well, why is it called the Muslim Brotherhood and not just the Brotherhood? And if you ever were going to change the name, I'd like to, instead of being called the Muslim Brotherhood, I'd like it to be the Brotherhood, and then change it from the Brotherhood to humankind, the association of humans. Anyway, that's just my thing. Anyway, so I'm learning about the Brotherhood. Is that the Brotherhood also doesn't want to change that many things. I think they want tourism back. They're not going to stop the flow of alcohol. They're not going to force the veil. They're not going to break the treaty agreements that they have made with Egypt. I mean, they're not going to break the treaty agreements they've made with Israel, and they don't want to tarnish the relationship they have with the United States. So maybe my fears of the Muslim Brotherhood are all built on the fact that the only things I ever heard about them initially were while Mubarak was in power, and I would hear about these uprisings in Egypt, and it was troublemakers, and somehow it spun back to the Muslim Brotherhood. So in my head, I had this thing programmed in my head that the Muslim Brotherhood was this kind of creepy group of guys that was looking to cause trouble. Now it turns out they are probably the most powerful representative voice for Egypt altogether. So I hope that the Muslim, and I also read that the Muslim Brotherhood has always been a peaceful, non-violent group. I didn't know that. I assumed they were violent because these protests were somehow associated back to them, but the Muslim Brotherhood says, hey, that's not us. So anyway, I'm rambling. I bet the best part of this video is going to be what my son did earlier on, because that was just nuts, wasn't that? Anyway, let me know what you think, and I hope the best for the Muslim Brotherhood sisterhood. The sisterhood of humanity, which includes all of the Coptic Christian and Jewish and atheist and agnostic Egyptians as well. I hope they are respected in the new Egypt. Let me know what you think.